so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness, which creates and animates all things. Now, of course, understanding this powerful truth is one thing. Applying this incredibly empowering wisdom to everyday life? Well, that's another, which is exactly why we provide you with a fresh serving of soul food for thought 5 days a week to help constantly remind you of what matters most. You are it. And I'm your host, Brandon Beecham. I'm the reflection and extension of you who will be here each Wednesday interviewing a different consciousness changemaker. And on the other 4 weekdays, leading the way to ensure that your perspective is consistently expanded, your vibration is constantly elevated, and your heart is overflowing and full. Also, before we jump into today's episode, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about a few sponsors that not only help to make it possible to produce this show 5 days a week, but that I'm also genuinely passionate about promoting, especially since they're helping to fund all the cool projects we have in the works, such as the Positive Head app, the docuseries that I'm intending to begin shooting within the next year, and whatever else we dream up over here at Positive Headquarters to help spread consciousness across the planet. Now, if you're short on time or just super excited for today's topic and want to dive right in and skip these ads, feel free to fast forward about
4 minutes
to get right into today's show. That being said, I strongly encourage you to listen because the reason I'm passionate about my sponsors is because they've made a huge impact in my own life, which is why I've aligned with these organizations. And I firmly believe they can do the same for you too. The first longtime stellar supporter of the show that I want to mention is Gaia. If you're not familiar, Gaia is the go-to source for streaming consciousness content online with over 8,000 video titles. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. The second sponsor I'm extremely passionate about promoting is Purium. It's no mystery that bringing your mind, body, and spirit into balance is necessary if a person truly intends to manifest the greatest and greatest version of themselves. And as of recording this, it's been about 4 months since I started taking the Purium Core 4 superfood products every day. And I can honestly and sincerely say my mind, body, and spirit have never felt more in alignment. If you've been looking for a way to easily get superfoods into your system every day with a simple plan that can help you reestablish a healthier foundation and relationship with food, I cannot recommend for you to start with the Purium 40-Day Ultimate Nutrition Plan, which includes a 10-day metabolic reset and cleanse enough. I spent personally months researching Purium before I jumped in, and now myself and over 150 other positive heads have started with the 40-Day Ultimate Nutrition Plan, and many of us have continued taking the Core 4 products on an ongoing basis daily ever since. I personally intend to take them for the rest of my life because they played a huge role transforming my vibrational state. If you decide to do it, it'll cost you just over $7 a day for the first 40 days and only about $5 a day after. But if you do it the way that I recommend you to do it, the smartest and most beneficial way, it won't cost you anything. I recommend you to just look at where you can reallocate money you are already spending on food each day. Essentially, you're just going to swap out the unhealthiest stuff you're in the habit of purchasing in exchange for Purium superfoods. And this way, it costs you nothing to participate in the transformation and cleanse. And it creates exponential benefit because now you've replaced something that lowers your vibration with something that is going to make you feel super high in the healthiest kind of way. Just take a few minutes, see where you can cut out $5 to $7 a day and commit to doing it. It's that simple. Also, for support, we'll be doing a big group transformation with other positive heads and soul family once each month for support. So I recommend, going right now, ordering your 40-day Ultimate Nutrition Plan bundle so that you have it when the next group transformation starts. Procrastination is not your friend. Order it now. You can thank me later, because I can assure you, you will not be sorry you've decided to send a message to the universe that you're ready to step up your vibrational game and reclaim your health sovereignty. Just head over to ishoppurium.com. That's spelled ISHOPPURIUM.com. Be sure to use the code POSITIVEHEAD, all one word, for either $50 off or a 25% discount, whichever is greater. And also, if you want to learn more details about the Purium products, why I'm so passionate about promoting them beforehand, you can go check out several videos I shot discussing these things in greater detail. You can also hear my interview with the very inspiring founder, David Sandoval. Much, much more over at positivehead.com/transformation. All right, all you positive heads, welcome back. It is a magical Monday here in the studio as I record. So grateful to be with you as always. What shall we talk about today? Let's talk about becoming more like a lion and less like a sheep. What does that mean? Well, we'll find out in a minute after I read a review on iTunes. Gonna do that first. You guys know I love my iTunes reviews. Not only do they help us to reach new people, but they also help to fuel my fire to continue this labor of love. And so this one came in by Mr. Hall. Mr. Hall. Like, I wonder if there's a Mr. He out there. And together they're Mr. He Hall? I don't know. It's a really old, silly show. For any of you who know what Hee Haw is, you probably giggled because it's that show alone. My joke didn't make you giggle, but the show made you giggle. So Mr. Haw said, this podcast is amazing. I highly recommend this podcast. Just done listening to the episode with Phil Good, and it was life-changing. Brandon, please keep doing what you're doing. I've been listening since the fall of last year, and I've become more and more of a fan with each passing day. Aw, thank you, Mr. Hall. I'll be looking for Mr. He's review sometime. Someone out there who hasn't reviewed yet, you can be Mr. He, since I think you get to make up your name when you sign up for iTunes. Since that one was short, I'm going to go ahead and read a second one. This one came in by Homestead Diva, and the title is, I've nearly earned a PhD. Oh, that's clever. Brandon, where do I start? I love your podcast. You are such a bright light. Because of your efforts, I've learned about Abraham Hicks, EFT, Purium's amazing products, and the list could go on and on. I am a lifelong learner and just want you to know how much I appreciate your show. With gratitude, Cece. Aw, thank you, Cece. It is my pleasure to play a role in your amazing ever-unfolding journey and story. And yeah, those are all some of my favorite things. Sonia Sophia, EFT. If you guys go to worldtappingcircle.com /positive head, you can check that out. Emotional freedom technique, what she's talking about there. Abraham Hicks, definitely one of my favorite teachers. Purium, my favorite products I take every day, and keep encouraging you guys to do the same. And yeah, the list will go on. We'll continue adding things that are in vibrational alignment with the show. And that's the beautiful thing about this is, finding, it's going to attract people who are a vibrational match. And it's such a pleasure to connect with all you other listeners out there who are on our family tree, who are, vibing with picking up what I'm putting down. And I am you and you are me. We are all reflections of one another. And it is, it's just an epic tale that we're telling here. All right, so let's jump into today's show. Oh, by the way, speaking of connecting with other people on the family tree, if you want to join the Facebook group, Positive Heads, with an S on the end, it's a great place to connect with other listeners. It's a private group, so you can open up, get personal if you want to ask, a question or talk about something you wouldn't necessarily want the rest of Facebook land to see. You can do that. Great place to connect. And also there's, for the Purium people who are interested in health and wellness, there's a newer group, Positive Plant Posse, where we're talking about all things health, wellness, Purium, that sort of thing. So those are the two Facebook groups. I like to throw them out there whenever I think of it. And I just thought of it. So Yeah, let's talk about being a lion. More like a lion. I like to think of myself as a lion, as a Leo, but we all have that inner lion or that inner sheep, right? And Osho said, the greatest fear in the world is the opinion of others. And the moment you are unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You become a lion. A great roar arises in your heart, the roar of freedom. I love that quote. And this idea that until you stop thinking and worrying and caring about other people and what they think about you, you can't be free. You are a prisoner to, you're a prisoner that you'll never escape from. Because if you were really concerned and too caught up in what other people are thinking, you're going to spend your whole life, tap dancing for some person, some idea that is just ever changing. I mean, you can't win. You can't win that. That's a game you cannot win. And I know a lot of people get tripped up on that one. It's easy to do. We all want to be loved. We all want to be liked. And so it's a very easy pitfall to fall into. And I've just seen it so many times where it wrecks people's lives. They're so concerned about, being what their mother or father or friends or, what they've heard is cool, whatever it is, that they have to do that. And it's particularly difficult for people who are really sensitive and empathic, I think. So, really becoming that lion, going from becoming a sheep, this is a key component of your journey to becoming your greatest and greatest self. It's something you have to address. You cannot continue to be a puppet on a string for the masses and living your truth. It's the greatest sin, betraying your own truth to try and please someone else. Stop doing that. And I know it's such a big one, and we've talked about it before. We'll talk about it again. I saw a quote, people don't care about you as much as you think. They are too busy thinking about what other people think. Now, isn't that liberating? And I love that as well, because a lot of times you're overthinking so much in our heads where we're overthinking, what are they thinking of me? I shouldn't have said that. I should have done this. Oh, I'm embarrassed. It's like, meanwhile, no one is thinking about it but you. Like, you have the right to be silly or say the wrong thing, as if there is such a thing as right or wrong. It's okay to just say something that maybe now you're looking back on and like, I wish I'd done that differently or behaved differently. I didn't quite get that out the way I wanted to. It's okay. It's like, it's a part of it all. And the good thing is people aren't thinking about you as much as you think, and and that's liberating. Be free from all of that. And what prompted this particular conversation for me today is receiving a note from the universe the other day. And it's sort of as a continuation of this idea of stop, obsessing about what other people think about you. And realizing actually in the feedback that you're getting, taking it a step further and understanding that feedback you're getting from other people is actually coming from you oftentimes. And the note from the universe that really I loved the way it was put, and I'll read it here. It said, and by the way, you can sign up for your notes from the universe at tut.com, tut.com. This guy, Mike Dooley, does them. You've heard me talk about him before. Definitely a fan of the randomness of these notes that he writes. And he wrote, for this one, it was, Brandon, whatever you think someone else is thinking, they're probably not. But they are receiving signals about what you think they're thinking, Brandon, and these signals could change what they're thinking. And then signs it, so connected, the universe. And that is an interesting one, right? I think of this kind of thing a lot of times when I'm writing emails. What is the tone of it? What is it that I'm sending? It's like all of this, everything out there being so malleable, all these characters that can be the friend or the foe or the villain it's all like, we've all had it where you've had a relationship maybe where the person was just absolutely crazy about you, right? And then next chapter, they are, despise you and they're your enemy, and, I've had that sort of thing in business before. Best friend to villain to sometimes becoming a friend again. It's like this ride that we're on. If you can move into the state of, if they love me, Great, I'm going to love them back. If they no longer love me, great, I'm going to love them back. Oh, if they're somewhere in between, great, I'm going to love them back. And instead of, being caught up on what they're thinking or what someone's doing, this is this whole next step to think, oh, I'm actually, and even perhaps I'm co-creating them with my beliefs about them. You can literally steer. Words are so powerful. You can literally, I actually wrote an email this morning, and that's why I even named an email, because I thought about how many different ways I could go with the email. It's a business relationship where the people haven't really, acted in the highest. In the highest way possible with the way they've conducted business. So I could very easily have been justified in writing sort of a scathing email, right? I totally could have done it from a certain perspective. It would have been totally justified. Most people would have not argued that it made sense. But then I thought, what is the end result that I want here? How do I want to think of them? Do I want to give them the benefit of the doubt? Do I want to show them that I give them the benefit of the doubt? That I expect good things from them? And so instead of writing an email that maybe one time would have been more of like I am so justified in why your behavior is unacceptable, to, I got to think that, there's probably a lot going on over there with the transitions that are happening, and no one would ever do this sort of thing intentionally. So, and then with positive reinforcement behind that, if there's any way I can help to resolve it, now I'm thinking about them in a much more graceful way, giving them the benefit of the doubt. And that's the thing about it, is the universe responds to it. It's going to treat you the way you're treating other people. So where you're extending grace and forgiveness and giving people the benefit of the doubt, guess what? That's what's going to happen to you in reflection. So when you think about, first off, stopping being so caught up on what someone's thinking, the great aurora rises in your heart, and the aurora of freedom, as Osho said. But then, when you are thinking about someone else, know that they're not probably, especially if you're get down one of these negative spirals, which we all know, we've all done, where these stories, right? You get lost in story, and as someone who loves a good story, I've had to be really, really careful with that, because you start on these stories of why they're doing what they're doing and how inconsiderate they are, and you get in check yourself. If you're ever caught in a loop, a story that is that you're making up, and you're just assuming this is what's happening, be aware of that. Stop it. They're probably not thinking or seeing it from the perspective that you have made up a story about anyway. But as the note from the universe said, but they are receiving the signals about what you think they're thinking, and then you're creating them. It's like you saying, "Oh no, trust me, I'm honest. I would never do this. Trust me. No, I would never steal from you. No." And, when we've had that kind of experience before, right? Where maybe you are giving someone access to something of yours that they could take, and then they continually talk about, no, I'd never take it from you. I'd never take it from you. Now you're like, hold on, why is this person keeping talking about that? Thou profess too much, and so be careful what you're thinking, they're thinking, because now you're sort of giving them ideas. You're giving them ideas, in that was a verbal example. When you're just doing this because we're all connected, when you're just thinking about anything, about what they're thinking or not thinking or whatever, you're literally sending that energy to them, and it is affecting them, and it is affecting the outcome. So instead of telling these negative stories that are self-sabotaging and not serving, realizing how powerful you are to tell the story that you want to see, man, that's power. That is like the next stage of, and one of the key components in the next great art form, and you becoming the artist that you're meant to become, which is the art form of manifestation. That is the big art form emerging on our planet, and that is a tool in your toolbox that you are going to want to get really, really good at using. Abraham said, the universe is not punishing you or blessing you. The universe is responding to the vibrational attitude you're emitting. right? So, and a lot of times that punishing or blessing comes in the form of interactions with others, right? So none of that. There is no, praying, oh, please, some man on a throne with a big beard, would you please give me this or not give me that? And at a whim, some, God figure is like, depending on its mood, is saying, oh, I sprinkle blessings upon thee or not, It's like none of that's happening. The universe is unbiased. It's neutral. It is not punishing you. It's not blessing you. It's responding to the vibrational attitude you're emitting. And when you get that, when you understand that, when you understand how powerful you are to co-create, when you give people the benefit of the doubt, when you tell the story in the way you want it to unfold, now you're consciously creating instead of all the unconscious creation that we've done for so long as a society, as a culture, as a people, as individuals, that has led us to, outcomes, mixed outcomes, or outcomes we don't want, right? We are in a free fall, and I've been really enjoying this artist, Volo. I mentioned last week, who reached out and played one of his tracks, and I just dig the music a lot. So I'm going to play another one. We're free falling. We're getting it. This song's called Free Fall. Hope you enjoy. Hope this has been a magical start to your magical Monday. Till next time, journey well. Love you all so much. Also, if you're craving more consciousness elevating content, be sure to check out Gaia, which is my personal go-to source for streaming consciousness content on the web, where you can stream an incredible 7,000 plus exclusive videos covering 5,000 years of wisdom. As you all hear me constantly say, it's a daily conscious effort to maintain an elevated vibration. And if you're looking to journey deep down the rabbit hole to do so, then Gaia is the best place I know of to do it, period. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out.